Who is playing that awful music? I was sleeping so soundly.
Why were you sleeping in my house? Who are you?
I'm William Halfnote from the year 1799, and I've come to rid thee of senseless music. Jesus Christo, this music doesn't measure up to my expectations.
911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, hi. I have a classical composer from... What year were you born?
I was born in 1752 in the land
1750s?
of Cambridge. I learned my signature methods at the age of 14.
Understood. We can dispatch our local Ghostbusters. You should be at your house in about 9 minutes.
Oh, okay, thanks. What's your deal, broski?
Who told you my middle name? Ah, nevertheless, that wretched sound, where is it coming from?
Oh, you mean my Game Boy Advance SP Blue Edition?
What in the whoops and the whence?
Yeah, there's a little orchestra full of people inside that are performing right now.
Really?
No.
Well, my strangely dressed Samaritan, wherever that sound is coming from, it sounds like an insult to composers across the classical era. You made a grave mistake, mister.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you're a ghost. When did you die?
Well, you're not paying attention, bloke. I perished in 1799 when I fell off of a cliff and went flat.
You must be pretty behind the times. Here. This is a magic brick that can play and record music from whenever and be played whenever.
Bold dash. Music can only be heard when an orchestra is gathered onto a concert hall.
Oh yeah, what about this?
That's witchcraft.
Actually, it's science, I think. Probably magic, though.
Why would anyone ever listen to such broken music?
Well, times are changing. In the last few hundred years, music has changed quite a bit. As instruments have become more accessible, more people are able to make music. And since music can now be heard outside of a concert hall or a wealthy man's home, people have begun to realize that music can be played and to serve different purposes.
Different purposes such as...
Well, over the last 100 years, if I wanted to dance, I'd listen to pop-style music.
I see.
If I wanted to exercise or jump around like a madman, I'd listen to metal music.
I believe that's what we call the brass section.
And if I wanted to relax, I'd listen to jazz, and so on.
So the wretched blue brick music is called jazz.
No, see, since the 2000s, there's new types of music, like lo-fi. Something to zone out to or listen to when working, or atmospheric music, which is typically made for movies or video games to fill in the background with sounds that you'd hear straight from the ambience of the world that you're looking into. Not to mention the sheer power of rock music.
You're telling me a rock made this music?
Well, this is synthetic rock, I think.
So a synthetic rock produced it then?
No. See, this doesn't sound very good because it's actually really compressed. When video games first came out, they had a really small amount of data that could be put inside. NES games, one of the first at-home video game systems, had an average of 1 to 400 kilobytes per game, which is unbelievably small, so in order to have multiple songs within the data, it had to be heavily compressed, which is why this sounds like a bunch of beeping sounds. Although, when it's uncompressed, it does sound a lot nicer. So, what you're hearing now is just a chiptune version of all the instruments.
Well, pardon my feud with your compressed trash music, but I've heard better harmonies from arthritic crickets in a mortar pestle. On fire.
Alright, well, here's the uncompressed version.
Terrible! How did you produce such a wretched sound?
What do you mean? It's a drum set, a couple layers of synth piano, an electric guitar.
Stop speaking in tongues, fool!
Oh, no. Do you not know what those instruments are?
Of course I do. I know all about the timpanis, the piano, and the baroque guitar. But why do they sound so different? So vile.
Well, to put it simply, they've been modified over the years.
Modified or destroyed?
Alright, you agree that the uncompressed version sounds better, right?
Well, I can hear it, I suppose.
So you like it?
No, it's terrible.
What, are you saying that classical era was really that much better? It had that much better music?
Of course it was better! The Age of Enlightenment brought swift and sudden changes to how we viewed our status in, then, modern society. Our industrial ways paved the future for generations. We composers could produce music for the people, not kings and rich men. We wrote for the common folk and multiple rich men. Our music was refined to new heights, ditching the brute style of extremism and making them suitable for the interpretation of all mankind.
So you dumbed down the music?
Of course we did. Our audiences win broad approval, not to mention the high profit margin. As you said, times are changing, and people wanted something to see. Business is business after all. And since many jobs are created in factories, more people wanted to see something after the day was up.
Was there not much else to do?
Oh, the odd witch hunt here and there. That ended at the start of the classical era.
That seems like a good thing.
Not so. There seems to be magic all over the place nowadays.
So are you gonna burn me at the stake?
Depends. Where did you say that magic brick came from?
Oh, this? From a factory.
Made by workers' hands?
Yep, it's the same as the stuff you made back then, just more steps.
So it's not magic.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, Bill, but magic's not real.
So why the hell did we burn all those people?
You tell me?
Oh dear.
Yeah, but at least you were the generation that stopped doing that. Are you okay?
I think I made a minuet to think.
I'm gonna grab you some hot chocolate.
Ooh, I love hot chocolate.
That's good to hear.
One hot chocolate later. So you see, the classical era had structure, it had balance, it had symmetry. It's timeless.
It's classical.
Now you're getting it, and it's far better than whatever is spewing out of that advanced blue brick of yours.
Well, maybe so, but I like this song.
And I see the tastes have been modified as well.
Well, this song is emotionally significant to me.
What emotion? Ignorance?
Well, more like nostalgia.
Internally brewed homesickness then.
No, nowadays nostalgia means a fondness for the past.
How could you possibly think fondly of this garbage?
Conditioning, I guess.
And what is that supposed to be?
Well, it's psychology, specifically encoding and conditioning.
I've given up trying to understand your moon language.
It's psychology stuff. When you're experiencing or learning something, your brain is encoding the information. So this is a photo of the temporal lobe. This is the part of the brain that gives you the ability to hear. Inside it is the hippocampus, which is where most of our long-term memories are stored. When we get older, we might not be able to remember things as well anymore, but by listening to familiar music, it functions as somewhat of a backdoor to our memories, and is one of the best ways to remember things.
Fascinating. But doesn't that only apply to forgetful folk?
Well, there's another side to it. If our memory works just fine and you hear a song you like when you're feeling good, you'll associate feeling good with the song, and every time you hear the song, you'll feel good.
What?
This is known as classical conditioning. Feeling happy is a neutral stimulus that comes and goes, and the song is an unconditioned stimulus that your brain just happens to be hearing. But by playing the song when you're happy over and over, the song turns into a conditioned stimulus, so that every time you hear the song, you'll feel happier, which is the conditioned response. Hearing the song now makes you happy, and hearing this song makes me feel pretty happy, which is why I like to listen to it.
Intriguing. I went to a concert with Beethoven when I was sick from food poisoning, and since then I can't hear his music without vomiting. Or maybe it was just Beethoven's music.
That's exactly what conditioning is.
I still don't like Beethoven. I was trying to utilize his success and wished to collaborate with him. But every time I talked to him, do you know what he told me?
What did he say?
How do you keep getting into my house?
Tragic.
You never heard me out once.
So, do you still hate modern music?
Well, I certainly like classical more, but I suppose I can understand your strange obsession with high pings due to conditioning. functioning.
That's good to hear.
So, I suppose I shall return to my eternal slumber.
Open the door, get on the ground! This is Joel Ghostbuster. You are under arrest for being a ghost.
Oh, no, not again!